Thank you for watching this clip from the Port City Podcast, episode 64. You can check out the full-length version on our Patreon in the description.
Dude, like 5 minutes of just talking about nothing.
I mean,
and this is why
stuff, but like nothing about airsoft.
This is the danger of going to audio only, because we can just kind of
rant, dude. And you and I will talk about some BS, dude.
Dude, we will. I mean, I guess if you're listening to the podcast, that's what you want, dude. You're here for
just
this
be anyway.
Talking about stuff.
We're getting Discord notifications too. This is literally
me?
No, it's both of us.
This is the guys from
this
the
is
chat right now.
This is the chat.
Corbin equals always be mustaching, he says.
Yeah, who said that?
Shay.
Shayford Buttkiss. Our boys are in the group Discord right now, talking about things for the event, for the op. So we're getting live updates, but I guess this episode, we've talked about it. If you listen to the last episode, then you know what this whole month is going to be is airsoft Milsim prep. And in particular,
dude, everyone
Iron
wants
Fury.
a piece of this AK.
What?
Shay was asking if he can run the HPA setup.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm thinking about doing it myself, but it's not that reliable.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, keep us on track, Corbin. I need help.
I'm
going to take a sip of my juice while you talk for a minute.
Go ahead, man. Get you a sip of juice. So we're going to Iron Fury. We decided, no, you're out of juice. That's so tragic. Water it is. That was bad to watch. That hurt to watch. That's your audio line, dude. You're all wrapped up underneath it.
No, I'm listening.
Why?
It is when it touches that power cable, that's what the static is. I promise you, it just happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, let's move it then before this recording gets bad.
I've been listening.
No, I got you. Okay, fair enough.
I've been listening it just for a second. It hit
all right.
a little.
Well,
it's still kind of doing it. Oh, it's this. That's exactly what that's it.
Dude.
It is the laptop power cable touching the audio. That's what it is. We had to re-record last week because there was a static. It is the laptop power cable touching the XLR cable.
All right. We're good now. So now we're doing now the episode officially begins.
Well, it wasn't happening that whole time. Corbin, I'm going to take a sip of my water.
Like a regular, normal person. All right, man.
Keep us going.
So we're going to Iron Fury. We're doing some camping. This whole month, we're talking about Milsim and prepping for Milsim and what it takes as we're learning a lot of this stuff. This Milsim Iron Fury that we're going to, for those that don't know, is a TCA event. It's going to be a lot more in-depth than any other Milsim we've been to. So outside of camping and our gear prep and everything, we've also been doing some, extracurricular, some other things that we're going to have to do that we have not had to do in airsoft before to prep for this event. And so we found it interesting. There's more, probably we'll do an episode when we get back that we will talk more about a lot of this vague stuff that we've been talking about. But
there's just a certain level of stuff we're not allowed to talk about before the event.
Yeah, but we wanted to talk about a couple of things, and
we
last
can't
week,
talk about it now because we're at the event and it could set us up for failure.
Yeah. What we talked about last week was just the event and Milsim and how we're prepping for Milsim, our thoughts behind it. This week we are talking about specifically camping. We are not getting a hotel for this event. We are going to be staying at campground. There wasn't any form or anything that we had to fill out to apply to get a spot.
No one has told me that.
Have you told people that we were planning on camping, admin and stuff, Shane and everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
That has been put out there to everyone, and I've not been sent anything. So if we show up and they're like, oh, you didn't register, do you know what we're doing? We're walking 60 feet over to the right away from the campground and just sleeping in the woods.
Okay. Heard.
I'm not even playing around, dude.
No, I got you.
If they want us to pay money to
To stay
at
outside.
at a op happening at a state park, come find us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're in a state park.
Like, yeah.
So, I had that thought on the way here, and I was like, oh, we never really figured that out. But, I mean, we got a plan regardless. So, if you don't get another episode, if there's not another episode after this,
die.
then we're in jail, or Smokey the bear killed us.
I'm not going to jail.
I'm not going to jail, dude.
Dude,
Never
I'll
take
tell
me
you
to
right now,
jail.
I'm not going to jail for something stupid. That's the part, though. If I committed a real crime, I would give myself up to the police because I am a conscious, citizen.
Yeah.
But if they want to come arrest me for something dumb, dude, bring some extra guys.
You didn't cut your grass right.
You think I can't wrestle at least 3 people?
Dude, okay. All right. So, this past weekend, this, for us, it was yesterday and day before, we did our practice run, or one of our second practice run, Isaac's second practice run, my first, with the kind of camping setup that we're going to have down in, or up in, where this event is going to be in North Carolina.
In the snow.
In the snow.
In the freezing rain.
So this episode is just talking about that. This has been really good for us, honestly. Like the putting a lot of the sustainment concepts that we've been talking about to work, as far as like building kits that we can grab and take, and it is what we need for the field, and for like staying out for a while, and then like, how to set up a campsite. We had some stuff, that we probably would do differently that we'll talk about later on in this episode. And yeah, I mean, obviously that is different than like, we're not on the run, or we're not like,
yeah, we're not doing like survival and evasion. We're just camping.
We're just camping. And so it is fun. But we are also
taking
in a way
time.
trying to immerse ourselves.
I would describe it this way.
I feel like a cowboy
group of guys
on the trail.
Yeah, for a group of guys who are fascinated by survival skills, tactical skills, strategic, like military knowledge, like all this stuff, like what a civilian who is interested in being prepared and capable to handle themselves in any sort of emergency. Okay? As people who are very into that stuff and very short on cash and can't afford to take a lot of time off of work and buy gear and all this stuff, this has been an excellent opportunity for us to apply ourselves in those ways in a safe and fun environment that is, again, a test run, a training opportunity. It's one thing to I think there's a lot of Americans who do this, right? I'm a prepper now, right? Let's say someone's like, hey, I'm going to be a prepper. I'm going to stockpile food. I'm going to buy water filtration stuff. I'm going to keep ammo. Well, there's a lot of people who just stop there.
Yeah.
And I realized, I was like, yeah, I own a bunch of this stuff. Have I ever actually used it?
Yep.
We cracked open those 72-hour kits. We got out the campfire stoves. We even started a real fire, but
yeah,
we weren't cooking on that. We were cooking on the propane.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, it's not a survival situation.
Sorry, yawn.
But do you really want to be in a survival situation, in an emergency situation, and figuring it out for the first time?
Exactly.
So,
and that's I think the part of the inspiration for doing it this way. Like when we decided we were going to go to this op, and we were thinking about how we were going to afford to do this on a budget.
Think less like living off of the land survival, and more, hey, we are displaced for the next 72 hours.
Yeah.
Let's be alive and well.
Yeah.
It's less about just scraping by and surviving off of drinking our own piss and eating bugs, and more, hey, we are not at home and we will not be, and we need to be out in the field for a few days. Here's how we do it.
But then at the same time, while we're out in the field, we need to be able to rest in a way that we are able
bathe,
to
eat, like get good quality sleep, that type of stuff.
So thank you for listening to this clip from the Port City Podcast. As always, you can find the full-length version on our Patreon linked in the description.